So, you want to learn Genjuro and SVC Chaos. Well, this video is probably one of the few videos on YouTube that actually can help you with that. Genjuro, overall, not a bad character, but certainly not the best. He's not the worst Shoto in the game. I think that still goes to Ken overall. Dan, but like if you're going for like viable Shotos, I mean, Dan's not unplayable, but I think Ken is a worse pick than Genjuro. I think he's, you know, he's got, his pros are things like he's got great specials, decent punish game, okay, like his zoning's pretty good, his anti-airs are fine, and his Exceed is pretty gimmicky, but it's pretty flavorful at least. But he comes down with having really poor frame data overall. His frame data is not great, and overall it's just not the best, but he's going to be relying a lot on his zoning and just overall his space control with like his really far-reaching Rekka and his cards. And overall, I'd say he's about a mid-tier. Nice mid-tier character. He's not bad. He's not a bad pick, you know. But his normals, let's get into his normals. I have a list here of like what I want to talk about, so I have like, it's like loosely ordered, but I had like tier placement, normals, specials, supers, matchups, counterplay, so we'll see how this goes. I did a video of this a second ago, and I hated it because I realized I forgot to talk about close normals. I was very embarrassed, so I decided I'd start this over. So, normals. We're gonna go down the list. A. You have Far A. Far A is not a bad anti-air. People glaze this move on the wiki. I don't know why. It's not bad, but like it just does. Look at this damage. Wow. You have 2 health bars in this game, by the way. I know some people watching this probably never seen this game before because it's pretty niche and pretty infamous for being unfinished and bad. But, you know, there are people like me who do like it. But, you know, close Far A, not bad. Close A has some fringe uses with some combos. You can combo and do some weird setups with it, so keep it on his close normals. His close normals for at least A is pretty handy, and Far A is not bad either. B, his B normals are pretty good overall. Like, close B, you don't really see a lot. It pushes them very far away, and you'll see with one of his moves, it just doesn't really work as you'd hope. It works, just not exactly the way you want. His crouching, oh, I forgot to, see, I'm doing it again. Crouch A. Actually, I'll just, well, yeah, Crouch A. Crouch A is just close A, but crouching. It's not bad, and you can link 2 of them together if you're really good. Like that. Okay. That's 1 strike for me. If I have 3 strikes on this video, I'm starting over again. And yes, this is very unedited, off the cuff. I've never made a YouTube video before that's not just a replay of me playing on Fightcade or like someone like recording me on shaky cam at like a local. But overall, I heard something outside. Don't mind me. Hopefully my audio didn't pick that up. Maybe it did. Oh well. Okay. This video is going to be very rambling. I apologize in advance. So close B, we talked about it. Pushes you pretty far compared to other moves. Down B, not bad. It's actually one of his better pokes. And hey, conveniently we're in max mode, so I can show off this. His conversion ability is like actually severely improved when he's in max mode, as he can do a lot of stuff like this, which is pretty handy. He doesn't normally get to do this. So overall, it actually improves his punish game a lot. Doesn't make it amazing, but it's certainly better. It's kind of like how he is in Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, where he has like actually good conversion ability. But yeah, so that's the B normals. C normals are, you know, his heavies from Sam Show. Big Unga Bunga move. I say Unga Bunga, they're not very Unga Bunga in this game. They're pretty dumb actually, in terms of like being bad. They're all pretty minus on hit and block. You know, unless you have max mode, they're not really going to be very good. We don't get stunned. Please. Okay, cool. You're get stunned now, watch. Oh, wow, thank you. Now you did. Okay, cool. I played this training mode too much to know when characters get stunned. But overall, they're not bad in max mode. The C1, standing C, is slower but has more range, and crouching C is slightly faster but has less range, and he's crouching, so it's a bit harder to hit him. But overall, you're going to be avoiding these moves. Except for some niche punish scenarios. There's some like fringe ideas where like you like, for example, Ryu does Shinku Tatsumaki and it whiffs. You like at the very end of the move, you just clonk him on the head with the sword. I should mention his normals aren't disjoints, so you can actually hit him on his sword, which is pretty bad. But listen, there's a reason people think this character's bad. I think he's underrated for sure, but I don't think he's, you know, he's certainly got some flaws. But we're talking about his normals, and I said his normals were bad. So overall, this is what you're expecting. This is par for the course so far. D normals aren't bad. Well, this one's pretty good. This is actually the only really good one, is close to D. Far D isn't bad. It's basically identical, and in max mode you can cancel out of it just like all these other moves. Down D is useless, except for like punishing Guile on total wipeout with a front step, because it knocks down and it hits pretty far, and he has an extended hurt box. So that's like the one time you'll see me use it. But other than that, this move is basically never seen. It's really weird. I don't know why it's not a low. Maybe it's because he has this move, which is his actual like real sweep, which is the stomp. It's not like it is in NGBC. You can't do like close C into forward D and then go into Rekka. You can do like close A into forward D. It doesn't combo though, and it knocks down. So that's pretty cool. You get a back turn scenario though, which is like interesting. I don't think he gets any real unblockables or mix off of it though. But yes, that is his normals. Oh, jumping normals. I didn't forget, I swear. You know, you have jump A, which is like a good air to air. A lot of like his jump C is like the main thing he'll be using, and jump D are like the main ones. But jump A is a bit faster, not as rewarding, but certainly good. Jump B, a bit more range, a bit faster than jump C, I think. The frame data for this game is very hard to find. I don't think there really is any for like most characters. It's just a matter of the game not being that explored. So it's a very vibes-based game, if it's not obvious. You know, guard cancel existing really leads to this game being a very vibes-based fighting game in terms of like frame data. A lot of stuff's like, it might be, you know, it's pretty much, there's a couple examples of like it being, like, there being some strict stuff, but for the most part, most things are punishable, and it's all about like spacing and like zoning. But, you know, this is a character guide, not a game guide, so I apologize. Maybe I'll make one of those in the future, but if you want to, hey, if you want an actual, like, a pretty good game guide for this, Lich Massacre made a good video a while ago, so I'll probably put that in the description if I figure out how to do that. So, yeah, or if I remember. Hopefully I do. So, we're on to specials now. And this is where things get pretty cool. Oh, I forgot to talk about Neutral Jump C. Neutral Jump C is cool, it's big, good air-to-air, but, if, like, it doesn't hit crouching characters unless you do it really low to the ground. So overall, if you're doing, like, a neutral jump attack, or you're just trying to control space, jump D is your better move. But, specials. If you've ever played Genjuro in, like, old Sam Show, or even new Sam Show, you'll be very surprised to see his light Rekka goes really far. Like, really far. I remember when I first played this game, I was like, wow, he goes so far. That's so cool. Now, that being said, unlike in other Sam Show games, he can't cross up mid-Rekka unless he does the heavy one, which is still a cross-up. And if you input a quarter circle in C, it crosses up again. And if you do quarter circle forward in A, he stays on the same side. It has a lot of cross-up protection. They didn't want people to get, like, brain blasted by it, so it's not the craziest thing in the world. But, you know, on meaty, on, like, a knockdown, going for this is not bad. But overall, he's going to be using his card, which is, of course, a back punch. It's a great, like, zoning tool. It's not bad. It's very big, very active, pretty plus on, like, if you hit it pretty far out or meaty. Ooh, that was actually too far. It can combo, but, like, you're never really going to see a combo in a real match because most people are blocking or they're getting hit at a closer range or they're getting hit in the air. It's not a bad anti-air, actually, at a certain spacing because of how big the hitbox is. So that's not bad. Other specials are his weird command grab unblockable proximity thing, where if you just see, I'm inputting B right now, but I'm actually inputting DP-B, and if you get close, it becomes a cheeky little unblockable. That's like a command grab. So it has no whiff animation, which is like, you know, think of like, oh, like old school T-Hawk, STs type stuff. Don't think he really has anything that ridiculous. Maybe he can do like a OS where he does like this if they are close and DP if they are far away, but like it's not really something you're going to be worrying about that much. The main thing that makes this move really good is if you go to McRee block here, that's counter, block, and you input this, it won't come out because they're in block stun, and they didn't want like broken tick throws from Sam Show 3. No matter what move I do, he will not open up, which is good and bad, because on one hand, it means you have really good hit confirms. Problem is, a lot of his buttons are very easy to front step. Like his close D hits 3 times and it's plus. So overall, it's not really gonna be like a great move to throw out unless they all have no meter. Close A is a bit better. And you can go for a weird gimmicky reset, where you can go for a... Ooh. You can go for that. So you might think, oh, it's not comboing, but because it's approximately unblockable, it's overall just a it's a set play, kind of. It's a setup. Unless they have a reversal and they're doing it on like they move after they get hit, like they just DP on the first hit. Why are they DPing on the second hit? Unless they're going for a very bizarre read. My DPs are so off my good side today. I'm really nervous, but maybe it's my controller. I'll blame my controller. But overall, it's a good move. One of his better mix-up tools. Very handy. But now we're on to like his more gimmicky moves that you're not going to see that. Oh, and I forgot about DP. DP it's a move. It's not invincible, unfortunately. It has some disjoint, which is pretty handy. But overall, if you do it late, you're going to get either trade or lose. It's not great. But like if you do it at like the right spacings, it's pretty handy. You know, it's a nice move to have. But it's not horrible. It's serviceable. It's a serviceable DP. You know, it's not bad. His other specials are very gimmicky and weird, but they have some fringe uses. The main one being Slash of 100 Demons, which is like the less gimmicky of the two. This move, which you've seen in, maybe depending on the game, you know this move, or you've never used it before, depending on which Samsho game you're playing, or what other game you're playing that has Genjuro in it. As you can see, though, it has amazing Oki. This is a hard knockdown, and Genjuro is actionable immediately after he kicks you off the sword. Now, bad news, it does 0 chip damage, so it's not a chip-out tool. You're going to chip out, you want to go for a Rekka. But obviously going for chip kills in this game is kind of risky with things like, you know, front step in the game. Guard cancel. But overall, that move is actually pretty handy for combos. You can do some pretty tight stuff that I'll talk about when we get to more combos. We're still talking about specials right now, but no, it has a couple of times where you can combo into it. It's a bit tricky, but it's very handy. And you can get cool stuff like this. Actually, I could segue right into the other move, because this is one of the rare times this move's actually useful, this other move. So if you do this, you can charge up the unblockable... Ooh, that's embarrassing. You can charge up the unblockable. Like that. This move is unblockable for the whole duration of it. You can hold the button to delay it. It's not like other games where it deals more damage the more you charge it. It still does a pretty paltry amount of damage. But overall, that is the general consensus of this move. And that is all Genjuro's specials, I believe. All the ones I use, at least. You know what? Let's double check. Oh god, the game's lagging. Yeah, we got Rekka, Slash 100 Demons, Unblockable. Okay, good. I'm not tweaking. So now we're going to his one super. Well, 2 supers, technically. Let's activate Exceed real quick. And put us in max mode. We'll talk about that as well in a minute. You have the old school weapon flip. It has, you know, you can combo it pretty handily. I don't know, is it nerves or am I just I'm just dropping it in. It's bad. Not a good look for the first video. But overall, you can combo this a variety of ways. It gives you pretty good Oki. You can go for like a cross-up after, you can go for a card if you backdash after, and it's pretty nice. But his more interesting super, in terms of at least flavor, is he has Rage Explosion, kind of. You can't do that at hit stun, but it's more of like, it's 3 buttons. It is, I believe, let's look, because I kind of just do it out of instinct, and I use some of the combination macros. It is Light Punch, Light Kick, Heavy Punch for the first hit, which is like his Rage activation, and the Isin is Light Kick, Strong Punch, Strong Kick, after activating, of course. And so you can pop this, and it's actually invincible. Believe it or not, you have an invincible DP once per game, because you only get Exceed once, and you do about a pixel more damage. But overall, it's, you know, it's nice. It's actually the better part of the move, for the most part. It's 2-part Exceed. Obviously, very flavorful to Samsho 4, which when around this game came out, that was the current game at the time. Well, Sanctuary 5 came out in 2004. At least it's when 5 Special did. Oh, who knows. It's more based off Sanctuary 4 because there's no State of Nothingness in this game. So it's clearly based off Sanctuary 4 where you activate Rage and then you can pop it. But as you can see, it has a huge call out. It's like, yeah, the screen's blue, don't do anything. Basically, the main time you're going to see this is a little bit of a gimmicky fireball call out, or if you anti-air them. And it doesn't even do that much damage compared to most Exceeds because it's 2 hits. They kind of split into, like, there's this hit, and then you get this hit, and combining the two does about the damage you'd expect on whatchamacallit, on an Exceed. But overall, it's not horrible. It might be the worst Exceed in the game, but it's very, very cool. It's very, very cool, and I like it a lot. But, you know, it fits his kit. So that's like his general, that's like all of his moves at this point. So now we're gonna get into more like combos and whatnot. So when you get stuff like, you know, close D, close button into Rekka, which is like pretty standard, works all the time. You can also do DP if you'd like. Card you can really combo out of like long distances. And overall, it's not bad. It's very nice. And you can also do like close C into launcher. Well, I haven't even talked about launcher yet, but yeah. You can do close D launcher into DP. You can close D launcher super, and I whiffed it. I knew it. I did too high up. So keep that in mind. Oh my gosh. There we go. Max mode, you get nice conversions off these pokes, as I mentioned earlier. I can make a combo doc if people want. That might make this a lot nicer, because I'm kind of just doing them and not explaining what the combos are. But overall, just know that like the main thing you're going for is this. If you want a spin meter, you do that. And you can also go for like super. And now here's the hard thing I was talking about earlier. You can do slash of 100 demons into. Oh my gosh! Second hit. Combos in the second. Oh, I got it first try. Let's go. See, I was so plus there, I couldn't even combo into a card. Oh, I just realized I never talked about his throws. His throws are good. Forward throw has a bit of a mind game with it. You can tech the knockdown, but the back throw is hard knockdown every time. So opt for back throw if you're going for Oki, and if you're going for screen positioning, obviously go for whatever throw you need. So that's that. But back to the combos. He does have some cool max mode stuff. We'll start with like the more gimmicky stuff first. Like this is like the one other time his unblockable is handy. You do stuff like that. Now, if they attack, it doesn't work. But if they're like, you know, they don't attack, they're not prepared for it, you get a cheeky bit of extra damage. It does a decent chunk of stun too. Now, here's where we get to the actual thing you're probably here for and hoping I talked about, which is the max mode conversion ability. This character, or max mode cash out combo, I should say. Which is, you do this, and I'll explain it very in-depth, as much as I can, which is the, how you do it. And, there's two ways to do it. There's my way, which is the wrong way, but I find it easier, at least how I learned it. And then there's the correct way. And I'll start with explaining this. When you do his Rekka, Genjiro's Rekka, if you do Kurosaka forward A, you get pushed pretty far back. But it still can combo into his DP if done close enough. Whoops. Ooh, so a spoiler there. But yeah, you get stuff like that. Now, that being said, you want to do it with quarter circle forward C, because look at how close I am after, compared to doing it with this. And the main issue is that if you do it my way, which I will demonstrate now, I can actually hit this. I mean, my luck's been pretty bad with combos today. I got a rep. It's fine. I got a rep. But if you do it, actually, I'll do it when it happens if you screw up and you do it like too fast with this version. You see, if you do it too fast, it doesn't work on Ryu. It becomes character specific if you do it with the A follow-up. Now with the C fault, they look nearly identical, I understand, but... For example, if you do this combo on Dimitri, you can't do it with the quarter circle forward A, quarter circle forward A. If you it just won't work. Which is very frustrating. Now, if you do it with C, look at that! It hits! So, for future reference, this is how you want to do this combo. Now, I'm gonna go back to, I'm going on a big character to make this easy for myself. We'll get Earthquake in here. And also, if it's not obvious, I can't do it on my player one side, so yes, I'm a fraud. But, you know, you probably knew that already if you play me on Fightcade. But, overall, the strat is the way I do it. And you can now replace the second quarter circle forward A with C if you want to do it like the correct way. But overall, the way I do it is quarter circle forward A, quarter circle forward A. And you do it a bit slow, depending on the character. And then you do double quarter circle forward C or A. You can do this like, you can just do A, you can just mix them up. As long as you like, either DP is fine. But you gotta hit the button twice. But if you do double quarter circle forward and then press C, A, or AA, it'll actually automatically combo into it. Like, it'll cancel into the Rekka from the DP. If you do it raw, you actually get this buttonhole trick. But unfortunately, if you do it in the combo, it'll be very finicky and actually how it works. This game's overall very flaky with combos, but, you know, this game was made in like 7 months or something, I don't know. But what I'm getting at is that the way you want to do this is to do, like, you know, your close normal of choice, B, C, A, or sorry, D, or A. A works too, actually. But any of your close normals, and then you just go into Rekka, or you go into Launcher first if you want to build a bit more meter. But I find that, I just go straight into it. But yeah, bear with me here. This is, like I said, this is unedited, uncut, so you're going to see me probably flub this for a bit. But the general idea is you do it something like this. Oh, that was close. You can get one more realistically. So if you do this straight up with no starter, it'll be about 12 hits. So you can keep that in mind if you're practicing it without like having to like purposely build your meter and then hope you don't mess it up. Just know that if you get about 12 hits by just doing this, you've done the maximum amount you can realistically get doing it the Logahan way. Goodness. I'm really flubbing this. You know what? I'm doing it too fast. Maybe not. But the general idea is, actually no, I'm gonna hit it to completion. Bear with me. The viewer retention is gonna die. All 5 people watching this video are gonna be like, nope, he can't hit it, he's a fraud. I've hit it, I swear. I play on 2 different versions of the game, okay? I play on Fightcade and on Steam. I have to do both. Oh, come on, Earthquake, don't get stunned. I know what the problem is. Okay, there's like a feel, there's like a rhythm to it. There's a very particular rhythm. This combo is not easy, and I should say outright, if you can't do this combo, don't feel bad. Because you still have this. And it does literally about the same damage. The only difference is that the max mode combo does about the same damage, a little bit more, and does a lot of stun. Like a lot. So, you can theoretically bake your cake and eat it. If you can get the best of both worlds. You can get the stun, and then go into your super confirm after your max mode conversion. Hopefully. So, you just gotta get in that rhythm. Oh, I messed that one up. I lost my hands. I'm doing it too fast. Like, that's the thing. You gotta do it, like, it's nice to do it slower, and you can speed it up as you get better. But overall, it's not horrible. It's not a bad... It's advanced. There's a reason that on the SNK, whatchamacallit? The SNK official, like, combo guide, or combo video they made, they didn't even show off this combo. They're like, yeah, no. We're not even gonna, like, bother with it. They just showed off, like, the super confirm I showed off. I've been learning this like so many different ways. I've been trying to learn it the correct way, but yeah, it's as you can see, you know, being on camera will make you forget how to play fighting games when you're trying to talk and play and trying to hit this combo. But listen, no one made a guide for this character, so I felt like I was gonna make one. Alright, one more attempt and we're just gonna talk about other stuff and like matchups and jazz like that. One more good one. One more like good one though. One more good one. One more good one. No, well I gotta okay, one more. Alright, well, listen. I've hit it in matches. I'm just not hitting it right now. But you get the point. Like I said, Corsica Forte. Don't do that one. Do Corsica Forte C, because you're gonna get a lot closer, allowing you to go into DP. Either DP works, light or heavy. Go for which one. It's like whatever feels good in your hands, really. And, you know, like I said, don't feel bad if you can't go for it. You know, he has uses of max mode in other ways. Like I said, conversion abilities are very nice. Well, let's get into some, like, matchups and, like, how to beat the character. Because I want to talk about not just how to play, but how to beat him. And so we're going to talk about one thing first, a weird little quirk. And we'll talk about this because I was mentioning that combo earlier, that Slash of 100 Demons combo. On Mars people, you actually get this very easily with the heavy version. It hits him, like, every time. Which is very nice. I feel like I'm gonna have flow state again, you know. So, overall, it's not bad. So, okay. A unique thing, and I can't really show it off because I only have two hands. Mars people is a good matchup, and is good for Genjuro, actually, believe it or not, in my opinion. Because of things like his unblockable explosion Oki, which you'd think would be really annoying for him, is not, because it's actually not plus enough. If you quick rise or tech roll, whatever I'm trying to say, and go straight into light Rekka, you will actually punish him on hit, regardless of which version he does. So you actively ruin one of Mars people's main win conditions. Not to mention, you also get that really nice combo I mentioned with the Slash of 100 Demons from launcher. So overall, it's very, very nice. But there's also some tricky matchups, for example, Dimitri. Oh god, this poor character. For example, if you are like all the way out here, the record just doesn't hit. Most characters that'll reach from this far, even if you do the C version, it still whiffs. No, again, Dimitri's just got wacky hurt boxes in general, which is very annoying to work with. I should mention, don't use the D version of this move. Oh wow, you actually can combo out of it. I did that in the scrap video. And yeah, you actually can combo out of it. Barely. But do the light one, it's better. You get more advantage. But that is like, you know, we're getting like near the end of this video now. That's like 30 minutes of me just rambling about this character and how to play him. But in terms of like other stuff, like, you know, he plays well into like he plays well into Gonets. I wouldn't recommend him into Terry. Any character like likes jumping and just relies on like landing really deep jump-ins for big combos. Terry's one of those characters. I think like Oiori's a nightmare. Where is he? There he is. Violent Kid's not bad. Violent Kid's one of those like volatile characters where like he just is very risky. Sagat is one unique quality about this character, or about Genjuro into this matchup, is that he is tall when he got a tall hurt box when crouching. And overall, he struggles with being tall in this game, even when he's crouching down and blocking. So Sagat can actually just do high Tiger Shot with no repercussion, and high Tiger Cannon. It's very handy. A thing I have noticed, this is a match I actually played recently, where I realized that like if you just like play Genjuro into Tessa, this is awful. It's so bad. If Tessa just sits there and does nothing and just waits for you to just get close, and just does her like really broken unblockable command grab setup, Genjuro has no way to get out of that. And also like, you know, her unblockable or her command grab can catch pre-jump on like front step for some reason. So you'll need to like doing a lot of empty jump throw. It was playing very risky. It's just not a great matchup overall. play a different character in this matchup. Have a secondary, I recommend. Like, you know, I secondary or co-main Dimitri, so spoilers for the next video will be on. And this actually, if I actually am happy with this one. But overall, he does well in the variety of the cast. Okay, not well. He can execute his game plan universally. Is it a good game plan? Not really. But overall, he does a fine job. And overall, it's not horrible. He will do fine. He does well into, most characters in terms of, like, he gets zoned fairly hard by, like, characters that have better zoning than, like, Guile and Dimitri and Dawson as well is kind of an annoying one. I'm just gonna bet. I wish this version of the game had, like, infinite, like, characters less screen time for training mode at least. It'd be very handy. I'm tired of, like, they patched it to 30 seconds, and then they're like, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, okay. But anyway. Yeah, he does, his matchups aren't horrible. I mean, let me look at my list real quick and make sure I've talked about most things I wanted to mention. We can get some closing statements. Matchups, counterplay. I mean, counterplay kind of just goes into matchups. Like, if you just want to play, like, Oiori and just stuff like that and just bully him, it works just fine. But overall, he's a character. Is he good? No. Is he bad? No. He's a mid-tier overall. Maybe someday I'll make a tier list for this game, but that is basically the general consensus of how to play this character. He's not bad. Like I said, he's mid. But, I would suggest having a secondary just to cover some of those more obnoxious matchups. Because, like I said, his DP lacks invuln. Unless you do Exceed, and you get that once per game at half health, so use it wisely. Oh, I should mention, for one more thing, there's a couple of closing things with the combos. He also can do close D into super as well. I don't know why you'd ever do that over the launcher, but you can. Like weird tips and tricks I've learned with this character that I can just throw out at the end here. But like I said, if anyone actually watches, my goal with this video is to have one person learn about this character and appreciate it. So, if I get one person to like this game a bit more and like this character, I'm happy. If not, well, I tried. And, yeah. So, a couple tips and tricks. You can do, like, a meaty card. You can do some fun stuff in the corner, some gimmicky stuff, like, you can do, like, if you're, like, at the spacing. You do it, like, meaty enough. Oh, and fun fact, if you taunt in this training mode, it actually makes, like, CPU walk forward. Pretty handy. You do cool stuff like that. Is it ever actually hit in a real match? No, because they're going to be blocking on knockdown. And also, it's forward throw, so they can tech the knockdown. Oh, I should get into, like, the general game plan, I guess, briefly. What you really want to be doing, I love how I say this for the end of the video, but, like, the general game plan of this character is, throw the card, ruck it behind it, get close, go for your big conversions, and overall, just, the mind game becomes, like, how many cards you gotta throw. Light card is more plus, heavy card is less plus, so you can kind of mix them up with that. After you get, like, a Rekka, they can tech the knockdown, but if they do, you can go for a super jump forward C, and unless you're Chun-Li, because she has a really messed up jumping hitbox, she's very high up when she jumps, which is it looks very weird. But most characters, when you do this, you'll beat them to the punch, and you actually, like, get a little air flip out, and you can go for some cheeky resets. But overall, the general game plan is you just go for, like, use your decent, like, B normals, especially for max mode. And, like, you can like shelve max mode, you can, like, build it, or you can not build it. Like, he's, it helps, but don't feel like, like, he gets good conversions out of it. That's the main thing. And his combos are pretty cool with it too. But that's the general understanding of the stuff. That's his game plan, really. It's just, he plays like a Shoto. He's a Shoto with a cool, skatey Rekka that runs across the ground and goes really far. So, I'm running out of things to talk about, but I'm really nervous I'm going to forget something. So, let me know in the comments, all 5 of you that watch this, what I missed. I'll make an addendum, or hell, I'll make a new video. I'll make a new one. And I'll be like, hey, you guys that saw that old video, here you go. But, alright, hold on. I'm like really nervous about forgetting something. I feel like I've just been rambling for the last, how long have I been talking? Like 35 minutes? Tier placement? Yeah. Normals? Yeah. Supers? Yeah. Specials? Yeah. Matchups? Yeah. Counterplay? Yeah. Okay. So I think that's gonna end the video. I'd be all like, leave a like and subscribe, but you don't have to. I just make this for my own enjoyment. If you like it, great. If not, I understand. So, overall, that's the video. And hope you found some appreciation for Genjuro. He's like my favorite fighting game character of all time. And he's very cool. And yeah, that's the video. I don't know how to close this out, so I'm just gonna say see ya and say see ya. See ya.